Peace and blessings, everyone. Dr. Ron Livingston here with an episode of Nutrition Talk and why you want to listen to me. I'm going to put an image up real quick of how I transformed my life in a few short months after a transplant. How about that? Which means that I couldn't walk, couldn't run. All I could do was barely move. So if I can do it, you can do it. No gym equipment. Eventually, I did get back into the gym where I started pushing personal records, and thank God, I actually broke world records with my recovery. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How do I eat? How do I get healthy? How do I get lean and shredded? And how can you do it too? Short and simple. Keep watching. I'll clue you in on some of my tips. Top 5 tips. Okay. Number 1, what you're going to want to do is throw away the bullshit where you learn and you read about this thing called if it fits your macros. My tips. Horrible concept. This mechanistic view of calories in, calories out does not in any way, shape, or form represent what actually happens in your gut, what happens even before food gets into your gut, from the hormonal changes, from the salivary changes. It doesn't matter what food you eat. If your pancreas isn't working, you're not going to secrete the enzymes to digest that food to give you energy in the first place. Now, that's just one point that debunks that entire theory flat on its head. I'm tired of seeing people in the fitness industry make a blanket excuse for why you can eat Starburst, why you can eat Ho-Hos and Twinkies. And so if you want to get healthy, first you've got to get rid of all of those crappy foods because they're destroying your body. So the second tip is get rid of the concept of carbs, fats, and proteins. Okay? If you actually study food across the board, across the spectrum, from Ayurvedic medicine, from traditional Chinese medicine, you're going to see that foods have so many different properties and affect hormonal levels on such a dramatically different level. They also have dramatically different properties, and you eat them at different times. I'll give you a perfect example. There is not the same. Let's take one banana. One banana doesn't even have the same calories to you as a human being if it's eaten when it's green versus when it's yellow. Explain that. Easy and simple. Those nutrients, you do not have as much sugar content when the banana is green, just starting to grow, as when it is when it's yellow. Why? We won't go into those details, but that's just a perfect point of the exact same fruit, exact same species has a different hormonal effect and a whole different cascade of physiological effects on your body depending on when it is eaten. And I don't mean time during the day, which that's also another effect. Third main point is I want to stop counting things like cereal or breakfast bars as food. Things that are not real foods. If it can rot or grow or mold, it is a food you can eat. Do not eat it when it's molded or rotted though. However, so I'll give you a perfect example. There's no such thing as any healthy breakfast cereal. The amount of processing that goes into any of those cereals is insane. It is not the same grain. It doesn't include the full plant. It doesn't include the hull. It doesn't have any of the nutrients. Even if it's made from grain, even if it's made from whole grains, you still, in most of the cereals, you're missing so many more nutrients that's in the hull or in the skin or in the other areas of the plant that do not go into the actual product. Absorbed in the bloodstream so rapidly, it doesn't act like anything the body should be recognizing. So that's not a good thing to do. So please stop listening to people that are telling you, look, if you're an adult and you're still eating Kellogg's Crunch, wake up. You're not going to be having a lot of good health any longer. You probably do not have good health. There's no way you do. Okay, simply put. The fifth thing that I can recommend for you is that if you do not have somebody that can teach you whole foods, plants, and the quickest and easiest, fastest way to get lean and shredded is to get healthy first, because then all of your efforts are going to be maximized when you put in a little bit of work. For example, my recovery to how I got really, really, really lean is as soon as I woke up from the transplant, what did I do? I started walking. There's so much science behind what we call forest bathing, or in other words, get outside, get in nature. That's phenomenally beneficial. Again, back to the hormones. Hormones and enzymes drive processes to be so much dramatically faster. So you want to get outside and get some sunlight, get some exposure to nature. You want to hear the sounds, get in water if you can, lean and shredded. You want to get more toned and lose body fat or lose weight. That's how you do it. It's the exact same way. And that's why that works extremely well, because then you can start to live a lifestyle where you're eating foods and you're eating in a way that you actually enjoy and you're not dieting. So that's my quick 5 tips for you guys today. I'm going to go in so much more detail on other things. I just wanted to get on here today because I felt passionate today. I'm over here eating some mackerel fish. I've got some almonds, some raw almonds that it's even more beneficial if you soak them overnight. There's another great hack for you. And I've got a bunch of bean sprouts, and I already ate most of my, I believe it was bok choy, or a similar looking vegetable. I eat so much food, as much as my body needs, I eat it, and I get full. And the reason I even bring that up is to play that game. I was eating so many more calories that the people that talk about carbs, fats, proteins, and getting your calories in, I should have been putting on weight, but I was getting extremely lean. Okay? So, again, guys, super simple tips, 5 easily implementable. Take 1, implement them at a time. Let me know how that works for you guys. There's going to be way more information. There's already a lot of stuff out there that I've written. Any nutritional consultations, just book an appointment with me. If you benefited from this information, from my experiences, my decades of treating patients, listen, just like the information, subscribe, and then, of course, share it with friends and family.